Alright there guys, me again. This is the third now in my dining room table ornament displays, or maybe I should say dining room table display or whatever. Slight modification here now guys from what I had done there earlier. So it's still Thursday afternoon, January the 6th, Thursday afternoon, at a little after 1 p.m. now guys. So 2022, I'm forgetting to give the date here, but I guess it should be pretty obvious I suppose that it's 2022. I always have the dates posted up in my descriptions anyway, so there's no way that anybody cannot know what the year is. Now, I've said before guys, I always do that in my videos more for my own use than anything else, for future reference sort of thing, when I'm checking videos down the road as to when I made the video. It's just a useful archive tool or whatever sort of thing to make mention of the date and the time and all the rest of it when you've made the video, or the date at the very least, the day and the date sort of thing, not so much the time. And you will be hearing the music a bit better here now because I've got my stereo on there now guys, my main stereo, and I'm playing one of my CDs there again now. Again, old 70s music, like I said, everything from the 60s, 70s, 80s there guys. I don't know what it is. I mean, there's something about that time period, and those who lived through it obviously would certainly agree. Everything was just so much richer, more vibrant, more color, more fun, more excitement, more of almost everything, it seems like, throughout those decades. Now, I mean, I myself remember the 80s very well because I was a teenager in the 80s. And to compare the 80s to the way it is nowadays, I mean, I'll say the same thing. It seems like to me that everything throughout the 80s, you know, was so much richer, so much more vibrant. I mean, it's like everything. You know, I mean, like musical styles, all this like interior decorating stuff. You can see like much of what I have in my place here guys is from the 80s. So a handful of 70s things maybe, but the bulk of it is from the 80s. My drapery is new. That's the only thing I bought, you know, brand new drapery that I bought in the stores around town, you know, like the cheapest I can get. But the bulk of everything I have in my place guys is from the 80s. And like I said, a handful of 70s things. And like, you know, these chairs, I mean, you know, and all the rest of it. I mean, like this table, I mean, like straight from the 70s, like I said earlier. And it's got all this richness of color and vibrancy and all the rest of it sort of thing that most modern stuff just simply does not have, guys. Because the kids nowadays are so wrapped up in this washed out, pale, color schemes for everything, and everything's got to be white and very pale pinks and very pale grays and metallics and all the rest of it, and it just gives everything like a drab sort of like wishy-washy. I don't know how to explain it to you guys. I'm trying desperately. I've tried to explain it in so many of my videos where I'm coming from, my perspective on it. I don't know how to explain it to convey what I'm wanting to convey accurately and well. And I don't expect the kids to agree with me. I expect the kids to be very, very annoyed that I have this kind of opinion and that I'm completely wrong and all the rest of it. Because, well, that's the way it is, isn't it? You know, like kids always disagree with the older generation. That's the way it always was, always will be. But I think the images speak for themselves. You know, I think anything, you look at anything from the 60s, 70s, and 80s, guys, any kind of interior decorating, and anything of anything from that time period, clothing, music, the whole friggin' works. I mean, I think it all speaks for itself quite well if you compare it to today. Compare it to anything that's come out over the past 30 odd years or so, pushing 30 odd years now. You know, definitely since the early 2000s for sure, since this millennium kicked in, this new century and everything. Everything seems like it's kind of gone to pot sort of thing. And everything's all computerized now, so everybody's wrapped up in computers insanely, and the whole world functions through the lens of a computer. So that's why we have this dry, technical, computer type mentality world that we live in today, that is bland and dead and dry and boring compared to what existed before. You know, that's my opinion from what I'm seeing, guys, from what I'm living, compared to what I was experiencing before. You know, like, what can I say? How can I, that's my opinion, based on what I see and experience. So anyway, I thought I'd do this one other video for you now. So you can see a little bit more of added color here now, guys. These are cork placemats, and I think the fruit pattern there goes really well with this like nice 70s coaster thing and all the rest of it. I've got my Christmas placemats placed underneath for a little bit of a decorative outline there. I think it sort of like ties in with the placemat there and so on. And that's it. Alright then, guys. I'll do a few photographs of this now later on, and that'll be it for today, I suppose, my recording. So take care, guys. God bless. Not trying to be negative in my commentary as such, guys. I'm just giving my perspective. Take care now, guys. Love you. Bye for now. Bye-bye.